What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to your daily dose of Manchester United transfer news. The day after the night before, as Manchester United lost 2-1 at home to Brighton yesterday in the opening day of the Premier League. Welcome to everyone. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. We got a lot to get through today because already it seems like panic stations have set in, well and truly set in terms of the transfer window. And you know what? I'm just going to go straight in with this, Owen. Big up to the community, big up to everyone. It's an open forum. And me personally, I don't know how you feel. I think it's important to hear each other out on this and to listen to the community. I feel like more fool us. You try to be patient when the right time is to be patient, and you respect everybody else saying that, listen, this club's not going to change, nothing's going to change. And there'll probably be a load of people in the comments today saying, we tried to tell you, we told you. And you know what? Whatever anybody wants to say this morning, my ears are open and my mind's open because like I said, we tried to be measured in the right time to be measured, but always did say if it didn't improve, because that's the key here, if the window didn't improve, we would end up in a situation like this where you call it for exactly how you're seeing it in that moment. Fair enough. Some people called that this would happen 9 weeks ago, 13 weeks ago. Fair play. I don't think it's about point scoring because essentially we all want the same thing. But what I'm definitely not naive enough to do is keep trying to say, when it's like this now and we're linked to Marco and Arnautovic, fact. We're linked to Adrian Rabiot, fact, is just kind of act like the club's going in the right direction because they're not, and they're panicking.
Yeah, I think that you can't. I mean, as you mentioned, earlier on in the window or before the window opens, speaking for myself here, you try and be as rational, as logical as you possibly can, and maybe give people new in their positions the benefit of the doubt. But as you mentioned, more fool us. To be honest, I think it's a case of again giving people the benefit of the doubt and then letting you down, and that's what it feels like. And as you mentioned, there's going to be a lot of people in the chat, there's going to be a lot of people in comments after watching this saying, told you so, we told you this was happening, we told you this was going to happen, or they won't change, they can't change, they're incapable of change whilst the ownership structure is what it is, and all of it is a load of just false promises and empty words. And ultimately, it feels like it is. Now, you could say after one game, it's quite reactionary of you to say that. But the issue is that when you had to sit through all of last season, you had to sit through all of last season and watch that mess. And then you start this season and there is quite literally zero difference. There was nothing different. If anything, it's worse. If anything, that performance was worse. There was nothing redeemable about that performance yesterday. The gaps there in sort of the midfield area are ginormous. I say it's worse because players have left, and we haven't even replaced them, so we're worse off. And we knew it was going to be a long season ahead. We knew we were short going into that game. I said it in my fan view after the game. We knew all of that. We knew we were short. We knew that we hadn't got all of the players, and we knew it was going to be a long season at times. But the slap in the face of reality yesterday of where we really are and how far away we are, and then on top of that, to compound it all, as you mentioned, to be linked with Marco Arnautovic, to be linked to Rabiot, just because he's got a year left on his deal. Arnautovic, but he's an emergency option off the bench. An emergency option. We talked about how many times have we signed a striker in the last 6 years later on in their career for a cut price because they'll get us over the line till we can sign that striker. I mean, even better strikers, let's face it, than Arnautovic, but you've got Zlatan, you've got Igalo, you've got Cavani, now Arnautovic. When are we actually going to sign the striker? When are we actually going to do that? When are we actually going to get what we need instead of going through a transfer window, which, by the way, we had 6 months. We had 6 months. We knew we needed a striker.
They're not stopgaps when you keep doing them. Stopgaps is supposed to be a proper short-term fix. I know we're going to bring in KG here. Hopefully Josh can get him in there. He's just waiting to come in. They're not stopgaps are things that are supposed to be really temporary fixes, 6 months to a year, and then you go and get what you want. 18 months max, absolute max, and you go and get what you want. We had Cavani. We asked him to stay for another year, injury ravaged. You get Ronaldo. Cavani gets injured anyway, then he doesn't even play all of last year, then he goes. You then have all of this summer to identify a striker. You don't do it. And you end up with someone who, let's face it, who was in China, then goes to Bologna. Like, Ivan Toney better than him. Aubameyang better than him. Like if you're gonna panic with somebody like that. Like Arnautovic is actually a disgusting link. It's actually an embarrassment to the football club, I think. And I think the fact that the domestic journalists who are really close to the club, are all coming out and confirming this. I'm talking Simon Stone. I'm talking Laurie Whitwell. I'm talking
Rob
Samuel,
Dawson.
Samuel Luckhurst, Rob
Yeah,
Dawson, all of the gang, the whole
all
gang.
saying the same
The
thing as
fact,
well.
the fact that they're saying it means that the club are justifying their actions to these journalists to give them the line. Because usually when you get these crazy, I saw an Arnautovic link before the game yesterday, right? I swear to you, swipe past it. I said, "Oh, we're about to play. The hounds are out. Negativity sells." You know, um, and then to see not only the performance, that's fine. You can deal with that. You try and work through it. But then to see what came afterwards with the journalists sort of saying what was going on, it's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
No, you're right. It is, and as you mentioned just before the game, just to give a bit of a timeline as to what actually happened yesterday. So before the game, I believe it was the Athletic that might have been the first report as KG comes in, saying that we were interested or we were looking at possibly signing him. And like you, Flex, I think a lot of people went, "Oh, come on, let's not be, let's not be silly here." And then that performance happened, the result happened, and after the game, Sky in Italy, confirmed by Sky Sports over here, saying Manchester United have had a bid of around 9 million euros for Marko Arnautovic, rejected by Bologna. Samuel Luckhurst is saying it's understood that Manchester United view Arnautovic as a pragmatic short-term option to support the starting forwards and an ideal character for a dressing room still struggling for self-belief after last season. Rob Dawson from ESPN saying that Manchester United had made contact with Bologna after Erik ten Hag pressed the club to sign an experienced forward who would be content with a backup role off the bench. Sources have told that Ten Hag is a fan of his character after working together during his time as a coach of FC Twente, which of course Steve McLaren was also the manager there at the
That worries
time.
me as well. I've got strong opinions on that as well. But sorry,
Yeah.
carry on. Today's going to be a big show. I think we just got to let everyone land.
Yeah,
Got to let
exactly.
everyone land.
And his Marko Arnautovic's brother, Daniel Arnautovic, who is his advisor / agent, is saying, again, confirming this story, saying, quote, "It is true. There is a bid from a well-known club. I am in contact with Bologna to see if that can be realized." As you mentioned, Simon Stone also saying the same thing. Ten Hag sees value in bringing Marko Arnautovic to Manchester United as the player has worked with him and Steve McLaren at FC Twente. And yeah, basically all the same things. And that's my concern also, just before we bring you in, KG, is that all of these journalists are basically saying the same thing, which implies that someone's telling them this. And as you mentioned, Fleck, it's almost a justification for a move that they know is bad before it's even happened. That is, to me, wild. They know it's bad, but we're still doing it anyway. KG, thoughts?
Baz, he's been talking early in the season. You lot told him to eat his porridge and that. And unfortunately, he's right. Like, we didn't want to be here. Like, the killer is we spoke to, can you hear me? Yeah. Unfortunately, like, the window started, and I remember saying early, I said, look, guys, Pogba's gone, all these players are gone who are first teamers. I'm a bit nervous. The window just opened. Everyone's like, relax, relax. I was like, well, our rivals are strengthening and they didn't finish the league like we did. It was still kind of relaxed settings. But yesterday, I can deal with a loss. I can deal with a loss to Brighton. That wasn't the worst about it. I was thinking, you know what? They've been together for a while longer. We should have done better, but we can lose to Brighton. You see what was like, it's like almost having a massive gaping cut and then throwing salt all over me. That's what it felt like. When I saw the Arnautovic links, I thought it was a joke. Yeah. Only to realize, had to check on my boy Fabrizio. And Fabrizio's giving it, he loves the club. That's all I'm seeing in terms of Arnautovic is trying, desperate for the move. And it just makes me think, well, this club said just a few days ago, I was listening to the manager saying we need to bring in the right type of signing, the right guy. Yeah. How have we gone from bringing in the right guy to bring in a guy that scored 9 goals in the Chinese league? I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand how you go from that to That doesn't make any sense. We're talking about planning. We're talking about a team that we've been linked to, who was our first link? Darwin Núñez. Yeah. And I understand Man City and Liverpool can do what they want. We're very far away from them. But then you have to ask, you look down and you say to yourself, what's the level underneath that? And are Man United really involved? You lot laughed at Richarlison. What now? Now the Richarlison thing ain't as funny anymore, is it? Because let's be honest, what are we doing with Arnautovic? This doesn't make any sense. This is not a team that's planning. This is a familiar scent that we all know. It's the panic. The panic kicked in, and now Man United are going to start doing crazy. Because when we panic, we're incredible. We'll bring in a Cavani. We'll bring in a who's the other guy that came in? El Tiger. What was his name? What was that guy from Falcao? We'll bring in all these players.
Palestri, we got late.
Ahmad Palestri. Remember, Ahmad and Facundo, they were said, don't look at them as people that are gonna go to the that are not gonna be involved in the first team setup. Bro, never seen them. They played one game, not seen these two dons in the first team. What are we doing? The Man United board say the money's there. Well, where is it? Because right now, Sesko, we haven't even got our number one target is not here. The number one guy, Frankie de Jong, is not here. Use that money. Again, we spend more money on dividends than we're doing on the team line, and the Glazers can see it. I really hope, that Man United do pull something out of the bag this week, because this link is disgusting. This link's a disgrace. This link, as he said,
big man thing,
it's not looking good.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
But that's me, bro.
You got to get the Castillo settings in there.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
You have to. New soundboard settings. Look, the thing is, firstly, the porridge thing's really weird energy, because it's actually crazy that, like,
we never said that.
The maddest thing is that me and Owen never actually had that adjective of, like, eat your porridge, hold porridge.
So Marcel,
it was actually Marcel. It's actually Marcel who said it.
Unfortunately, I don't agree with you.
It's just got it was that guy, 100%. But anyway, I honestly couldn't care less, because, another thing what disappoints me is, and it is off emotions, you go on tour and you say, this is why I said on tour it's important to forget about the negativity, because as soon as the season starts, we're gonna be in it. And like I think KG said it there, you can take a loss. This isn't about losing. That's the key here. This isn't about just losing the game. It's about losing the game and not seeing, like, a clear pathway out of the situation that we're in and how we fix it. And then when you hear some of the resolutions that are being put to the table, they're even worse. And then it's like, you try to, me personally, I just stuck with my tact in it. I think the tact that I chose to play, or the tact that I chose to be at, was calm at the beginning. Let's see what happens, because we've been so bad. We, out of the top 6 teams, have the most to do because we were the worst. So let's fall back and let's see. Obviously, people make a quick start. I'm still saying, cool, let's see where we're at. And I always maintained that when we arrive at a point that you can see unequivocally, do you know what I mean? It takes, some people saw it 13 weeks ago. Some people see it now. Some people saw it 5 weeks ago. I don't necessarily think it's about when you see it, because we all want the same thing. So I could take that. Clearly, I was wrong. I can admit that. I was wrong to say, do you know what? I'm going to go down this tact and save myself the 13 weeks of prior to this feeling like I do now. Maybe it was an emotional thing. Maybe it was an emotional disconnect, because I thought, you know what? After the back of May the 22nd, which was the last day of the season, when we watched Palace, after that, I had nothing left. I think every fan deals with these things in a different way. Maybe a little bit of denial, maybe a little bit of delusion, but emotional disconnect. I can sit here in front of you guys, the community, all 2,000 of you right now, and say, do you know what? I was feeling that way because of me personally, what I'd been through for the season and my journey, traveling up and down, putting in all that work. I had to just disconnect. I had no negativity left. I had no ranting and raving. I had nothing left. So I must have just checked out. This is me. I must have said, you know what? I'm just going to fall all the way back. I'm not going to jump in too early, because I need to save my energy for when the season starts. And you know what? I'm actually glad I did that, because if I would have arrived at this point, like most other people have, from being vexed from minute 1 of the window, and rightly so, I don't even know where I'll be emotionally right now. So you know what? You play it how you play it, and you live by how you react to things, innit? I'm not sorry for that. I'm not sorry for that. I'm not sorry for people saying "told you so." You should have done it earlier. Fair enough. I'll hold that. I'll hold the corn. Fair enough. But what I think is unanimous, which is the most important thing, is that 100%. You can't sit here and say links to Arnautovic is not disgusting. Now, Ornstein's coming to the table and talking about Rabiot, who's got 1 year left in his deal at Juventus, and then just for Owen, you come in. The thing that annoys me now is that we're in such a bad decision. It's, well, you know what? Rabiot's a little bit better than Fred and McTominay, so I'll take it. Like, why? We're always having to just take the scraps. I'll just take that because what I saw from McTominay was trash. He's got to be better than that. Or what I saw from Fred in the 6, Rabiot's got to be better than that. That's what Man United is. We'll take what might be better than what we already have.
No, I agree. I think that, like you said, like with you, I mean, maybe. Well, no, I did give these some of these people, your John Murtos, your Richard Arnolds, the benefit of the doubt because it was their first time in that position, and we heard these things of, nah, things are going to be different, and like you say, Flex, whether it's delusion, maybe I was slightly deluded, whether I was smoking the hopium, you know, I was hoping that something was going to happen. But it hasn't. But it hasn't.
Nah.
Not smoking the hopium.
Nah. Owen said live at 9:25 a.m. BST. Yeah, maybe I was smoking the hopium, bro.
That's funny as hell. Yeah, you gotta give that. That's a brilliant phrase.
But maybe I was. But no, not maybe. I was. Clearly I was. And I agree with what you're saying there, Flex, also in the sense of, had I kept that energy, enjoyed that. That's tickle Flex. But come on.
I've never the hopium one. I haven't really heard of that one before.
It's good because it's better than calling people crackheads. So I like
way
it.
better. I think you should.
I think that's the new one.
That should have been in your vocab a lot earlier.
Yeah,
it's not
there
right
you go.
what you say.
Yeah, you're busy smoking the hopium. No, but we were. Wow, I think people like us, Flex, were, and as we mentioned earlier on, more fool us because blown up in our face. And I don't know if anyone should take any pride in that because we'll all end up in the same situation in that we're supporting a club that's not going to achieve anything. We're miles off it. And now we're in this situation where it is panic stations. It is Marko Arnautovic. It is Rabiot. And then I'm not playing this game where in a couple of weeks' time we have to try and justify these like they're good signings or like they're like, you know, oh, actually maybe they can add something just because they're a person, just because they're an extra body in the squad. Well, no, I can't justify that. I can't justify Man United signing Arnautovic, who should even be signing in his prime, let alone when he's 33. Right, let alone all the other baggage that's involved in Marko Arnautovic as well. We shouldn't even be anywhere near that player. And Eric Ten Hag, I know back the manager, and I do back the manager, I do support the manager, but someone has to say, if he goes, I tell you what, Arnautovic can do a job for United. Someone does have to say to him, no, he can't. He can't. Like I know you worked with him. How many years ago? 2007. How many years we talk about? Like 15 years ago. Oh yeah, he was good then. Yeah, but that was 15 years ago. And again, no disrespect to Ajax. But if Ajax signed Arnautovic now at 33, you might go, well, maybe he could do a job, you know. But we're not Ajax.
That's the thing.
We're not. We're playing in the Premier League.
The thing I wanted to talk about is this, right? And I think it's very important that this doesn't go on the manager. Like the failings of what's happened here. He's got 2 arms tied behind his back, and I was one of the biggest advocates. You guys were one of the biggest advocates, and everyone in the community actually. Remember before we even announced Ten Hag, what were we talking about on this channel? When it comes next year and we lose games and the media's out and everyone's out to get us, the memes are out. Do you know what I mean? All the players are getting laughed at. Ten Hag, you know, the memes, all of that. When it happens, battle down the hatches, back the manager, accept that it's going to be a rough ride. I feel like we can't lose that. We can't lose that by looking at it in its entirety. But at the same time, I look at it and say, okay, we're 3 years behind Arsenal now, yeah? Because only now Arteta has a team that looks like it's his. But the key difference, what Arsenal did, which is what you want to take hope from, which is what we can't take hope from, is their hierarchy, the Cronkies and Edu and all of that, What they did is they actually took a step back and said, we can't run the football club like this anymore. We've got to go in a specific direction. We've got to get Edu and Vishai, whoever makes and Arteta, we got to get them the signings. People may laugh at the types of signings, but we need to stick to a style, stick to a profile of player and do it. It took him time to get rid of the likes of Kolasinac and Torreira and David Luiz and Willian and the Aubameyang situation and Mustafi and whoever it was, Maitland-Niles, Ozil. He's had to go through so much shit to get to a point where Arsenal fans look at that team going into this season. 3 years later, 8th and 5th, it took to go, right, it's now in your image. Okay, the pressure's on. But what my point is that we don't even look like we're anywhere near that gear clicking, like that thing, that chink clicking into gear of, right, okay, let's stop. Everyone stop. Let's change the way we do things. Like that was supposed to happen with Arnold coming in and that.
I said that's what was supposed to happen this summer, wasn't it?
Sorry, Judge. That you know, that exactly, burning through cash. All of that was supposed to happen. So you go, right, there's new personnel in there. All right, they've been within the club, but they're new. Let's see how they run the ship. And within one Premier League game, it's evident that it's exactly the same. So not only out of the top 6 are we the team that had to do the most, we've ended up doing the least. Our net spend, I think, is like 50-something million going into day 1 of the season. How is that possible? Arsenal have outspent Man City and Liverpool and us in the last 2 windows. Insane. Do you know what I mean? And now their team looks like it has. So that's the thing. And the thing I was going to touch on last before I pass on to you, KG, is that you know, when people were like, oh, how do you feel about Ten Hag going for players that he knows, like Eredivisie, Dutch players and stuff like that? And you go, you know what? I said I'm going to back this manager in it. If this manager wants X or Y, then I'm going to get behind him in it. I can see the pros and I can see the cons in it. It's not the Eredivisie. Premier League's a different beast, but he wants to get his philosophy across. So if he goes for Ajax guys and people that he knows, all right, cool. But like Owen just said there, mate, you still can't blindly just get behind everything. It shows 2 things. One, it shows that all the players we were tracking before, the club don't value them enough to be able to get a new manager to buy into them. So they're a load of crap. Who were they chasing? And 2, it shows that there's not the long-term planning of the alternatives to these types of players. It shows that, you know, if Erik Ten Hag wants ARNAUTOVIC because he worked with him at FC 20, like Owen said ages ago, that's a big problem.
That's not what he wants, though.
That's not what he wants. Big problem.
It's not what he wants. No one goes.
Well, it is as a backup.
Yeah, no,
it is as a backup. And I'm saying that's a problem as a backup.
No,
you can't have an as a backup.
Remember, like, you know, when you're, I don't know, you might go to your friend's house. Like, mate, what's in the fridge? Open the fridge, nothing's in there. And then after he's like, you go into one of the condiment cupboards and stuff, and then you see a couple Jacob's crackers, and you're like, you know what? I used to eat those when I was younger. I'll have a few. That's the settings. We should be promising him the world. We should promise him, when you open the fridge, when you come to somewhere new, somewhere that's been begging you to be there, you should go in there and see a madness. And if there's not in there, we can go out and buy it. That kind of settings, like, hey, this is your home now. Make it your own. Enjoy yourself. Feel it. Put your feet up. What we told this guy to do is some type of Atkins. I don't even know if I'm mixing phrases right now, but whatever diet that he's on right now, yeah, it sucks. Yeah, this ain't
Owen
even
has no clue.
I don't even know what you call it. But
no, but I know what he's trying to say. I know
what I'm saying is, you know, it's like Flex. If I come to your house, I know what I'm gonna have, bro. I'm gonna enjoy myself. It's gonna be meal deal. It's not even meal deal settings. It's just a great time, bro. Now, what we offered our new manager, bro, our new guy, the main guy, bro. We're saying to him, yo, these saltine crackers is you, bro. It's a violation. And now he's got to look at the ARNAUTOVIC deal like it's a good one, bro. The guy was playing in China. The guy can't wait to come in. It's literally a Garlo settings like now. That's literally what it is. And then, do you know what the worst thing? We have to get behind it. As soon as he turns up and puts on a shirt, we got to be like, go ARNAUTOVIC. Bro, it's a disgrace. There's levels of this. There's levels to this thing, yeah? And you say to yourself, look, we're not even used to letting players leave. We're not used to doing it. We can't get players out. Now you're going to add ARNAUTOVIC to the deal. He ain't going to sign anything. So you're going to have him here for like 2 to 3 years. Bro, it's a retirement home, bro. This guy's here to do Master League settings. I don't know what to say. Like, Man United, I don't know what the plan is. There's supposed to be money. Don't tell me that you can't find the piece of Sesko. But then, and I'm not saying Sesko's the main, like, he's the greatest thing in the world, right? But I'm saying at least he's young. At least there's a chance to sell on. At least imagine you're trying to beg Ronaldo to stay. You're trying to beg Ronaldo to stay and say, this club is serious about where it's going, it's moving forward. Ericsson deal makes some sense because he's got talent, he's got quality. You sign Martinez, he's got quality. He's a class defender. He won the player of the season last season. Then you get Malacia. All these deals are starting to make some shade of sense. Now you go and do this. Well, stay where? What do you mean? Who? Arnautovic? Not the guy that used to never. You can't be serious. What, has he got a younger brother? No, it's the same one. Are you not taking the piss? This is the level of I think the club is disrespecting its fans. The club can't do stuff like this. We should be competing. I understand Liverpool and Man City are away from us, but financially we have money. So why are we not competing? On a financial basis, I get it. We can't match them in the league, but surely we can bring in. Let's just go look at Mitrovic then. If this is the level, if we're scraping the barrel, we might as well.
Don't get Ivan Toney. If this is the level, you say to Burnley, you say to Brentford, listen, here's 30 million. Let's go get. Can we have Ivan Toney? Ivan Toney would say yes, just like that. 100 million.
Go hit up the man at Burnley. If you don't want to act like this, go hit up the man at Burnley, bro. Bringing them strikers.
We've destroyed ourselves even with that. We go in for any player now. That isn't Arnautovic, and I'm not justifying this, but you think if we put in a bid for Ivan Toney, you think Brentford don't know that we're completely in the mud and go, all right then, 80 million.
Yeah,
they would, but they would.
Yeah.
It would be the same.
True.
Mitrovic, let's get Mitrovic as a backup option, and Fulham would go. First of all, he's our star striker. Two, we know your shit.
Million.
We know your shit.
Actually, wouldn't sell him.
50 million.
Wouldn't sell him.
Yeah, and they quote some insane price because they know United aren't in the position to negotiate. They've got nothing going for us.
And you know what as well. Yeah, I feel like again I can handle a loss, guys. I think I just want to bring it back to trying to calm down a little bit because it's hard. But we're very angry and rightly so. I can take a loss in it. To anyone who might be thinking, calm down, it's one game and stuff like that, I can take a loss in it. I am very aware that even with the right signings, this team is going to take time. Like, we saw players that we know we can't rely on get asked to do things yesterday that they just can't do. Do you know what I mean? Fred just can't play a defensive mid by himself, picking up the ball, distributing the ball well. McTominay just can't play that 8 role. You know what I mean, we're seeing Luke Shaw play within himself like we've been seeing for the last 6 or 7 years. Dalot looked good in pre-season, undone it all straight away. Rashford, we're still waiting for him to come to the forefront. Bruno's being Bruno at the moment. Like, I could deal with them things because I know that they're there in it. It's the lack of way out. That's what's really stressing me. It's the lack of saying, well, you know what? They've got him 5 new starters in the right departments. They're going to take time to bed in. Do you know what I mean? If we got like a bunch of Martinez's, like, of that, so say you had Anthony and then you had I don't know, say you had a Neves or you had a Tielemans or you had whatever. You just had better quality in the action areas and it would take a while and we'd lost that way. You'd be like, well, you know what? It's a new team. We're still in for a couple more as well. It's going to take time. This isn't about, oh my God, Ten Hag was supposed to have a style of play and fix this. Well, I didn't see anything different. This ain't about that. This is actually about the same old crap it's always been about. The board and the Glazers not spending the money and there not being any direction at the football club. And then saying to yet another manager, whether it's Ollie and he's not good enough, whether it's Ralph and he's too strict and negative and you don't like him, whether it's, all right, Carrick's a bit different, so he's never going to spend and come in at a different time. But, whether it's those managers or whether it's the manager that we actually wanted for a while in Eric Ten Hag, it doesn't matter what manager, whether it's Jose, whether it's Van Gaal, whether it's Moyes. Even Moyes didn't get enough. We can say it was a disaster, he should have got sacked, but he didn't get enough, he didn't get what he wanted. Every single manager post Sir Alex Ferguson can write the same autobiography about Man United. And Eric Ten Hag has only been here for 2 months, and even he could write an autobiography already about not getting targets. That, for me, is the biggest problem. That right there.
I saw a thing with, I think it was from The Athletic this morning, and we'll get to the super chats in a second, said United didn't go for Graham Potter because of his lack of Champions League experience. And I went, well, that's redundant because Graham Potter, Eric Ten Hag, I think Eric Ten Hag's a better coach, but even if Graham Potter was in the dugout yesterday, it'd have been the same result because he still wouldn't have been backed. It doesn't matter. That person there, to your point, whoever's sitting in that dugout, if you don't back them or if you don't get them the players that they want to an extent, not Arnautovic, you're going to end up in the same position, clearly.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. I was muted. I was just trying to sort out the super chats in the order that they're in, but there's only 2 that are showing for me in that, so I'm gonna have to scroll back to the top. Have you got the whole list?
I've got them in front of me. Do you want me to go through?
Yeah, you go through them. For some reason, I've only got 2.
Dalen says, Rabiot surely can't be an Eric Ten Hag signing. I think the board are panicking and going in a different direction. Big up, lads. Ray Carl Brown says, shouldn't have sacked Ranić, but this is just one game. We were too scared at home still. Bryce says, Fred was the pressing trigger for Brighton. Fred and McTominay together gave the ball away 21 times. Embarrassing. Show Rahman says, window compromised by giving Ten Hag too much power, i.e. Frankie de Jong pursuit. Scouting and coach supposed to work side by side, not coach dictating to the club. Interesting. Deaf by Stereo says, club will never change until we get rid of the... bankers. It says wankers, that's why.
So he still says it. He still says it. He's like, it's 9:40. It's 9:40. I'm not going to swear, but it said this.
Swear.
Yeah. Professional. Our 4-hour drive home was bad enough without these transfer targets to be announced. Raisback says, at this point, I wouldn't turn my nose up at Marco. We're lacking options. I think it's a slippery slope. I think that's a very slippery slope. That's what they want.
That there. Rabiot. He's better. He's got to be better than McTominay. Arnautovic. He's got to be better than like Palestri and Ahmad and Chong and that. So let's just get him. No, don't let them do that to us. No.
Queen in the North says Rabiot and Arnautovic. These are the right players Eric Ten Hag is talking about. One is, I'll skip that bit to talk about those allegations against Arnautovic. The other has terrible character. If Eric Ten Hag chooses these, I've lost faith in him already. Wow. Eric Ten Hag, not the real one, says breaking news: Romano United are reportedly linked to Demba Ba and Charlie Adam as they're desperate for a striker and midfielder. Chalaboy Comics says smoking the hopium. Bars, Alawau. Everyone's smoking the hopium at the moment when it comes to Man United, aren't they? Amir says United are hopium merchants. Olu says went from De Jong to Rabiot, insane. Liam H has loads. Liam H says nothing will change under the Glazers. Nothing. Icon R4 says we have Liverpool in 2 weeks. Is anyone deeping that? I was thinking that so much yesterday. Me and Kate.
I ain't even got that far yet. Because you know what it is. It's another.
We've been thinking about it for time
now. Another 4-5-0. It is what it is.
Jordan says if Slab is fit, he's playing every game. McFraud is stealing a living because of a growth spurt. I'm dreading the next game already. Big up, guys.
That's a growth spurt, man.
It's a technicality. On a growth technicality. He got the job. So someone recommended him. You fool.
You are the only. It's April Fool's Day, and there is only one Fool in Manchester, and that's you.
Good night.
Dave Bow says you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Narif says Man United news just got sweeter by the day. Shuvam says players can't take pressure. Empty stadium tax. That is true, though, isn't it? Our best season recently came when nobody was watching.
That's what I was saying. Like all that best away record nonsense. There's no one anywhere there to watch it. They're basically playing down the park. No pressure.
Shit, man.
Everything Man United. Tony was a better option than Arnautovic. Jonathan says, big up my man's Danny Welbeck. Man put us in a spliff and was running through the lines like Vinicius Jr. He was actually so good yesterday.
He was burning through lines. Burning through the lines, mate. He was. That's what he was doing. Roll back, mate.
El Cap says, McTominay, give your heart to Ericsson. You don't need it. Oh, that's
Whoa.
That's too much.
Whoa. Nah, I can't get behind that.
No.
That's too strong.
Yeah.
Whoa. Nah. Nah, real talk, censored. I might even get Josh to go back, edit that bit out. That's bonkers, that one. That's fucking, nah. Oh, we keep it moving quick.
Game Fanatic,
Quick,
imagine if this was still during the time where the Premier League window shut before the season started. Maxwell Smart, big up you guys. KG, you saw this months ago. We're moving like a slug and didn't get there before the season started. Anthony says,
"You're an absolute disgrace. You're
why are you showing two players you're never going to get in the transfer view pick? Arnautovic or Welbeck should be in the pick. Here's some money for your Arnautovic transfer." Maxwell Smart says, "I'd go for Emmanuel Dennis and Sarr from Watford. They are young and work hard." Lawrence says, "Let's get Welbeck back." Khaled says, "Has Flex borrowed Ty's phone?" And Sashif says, "Players are just afraid to win the ball back." There you go. We're caught up.
I'm back now as well. I look a bit better. My thing's just going, no, I'm not. It's just going in and out. I don't understand. Well, look, whole load of super chats there. Everyone.
And we're nearly at 3K watching, so smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe
so
in the
sad.
right-hand corner. Like if you're sad, subscribe if you're sad.
No,
like
I'm actually really sad. Like we shouldn't feel like, bro. It's gonna be a long season.
Exactly,
it's gonna be a long season, and you know the killer is right. The conversation that like we've been trying to have a Ronaldo conversation and convince him to stay, right? All this time we were like, the club's on the up. We're changing our ways. Come on, Ronaldo. Look, we're trying to bring in Frankie de Jong and all these other guys. Going to Ronaldo with Arnautovic, yeah, just him seeing those links is the window's still open. Yeah, you always have to remember that. While the window's open, we play Brentford, and then our last game is Liverpool before the window closes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is it Liverpool? Or is there one after that?
Liverpool on the 26th. There might be one. No.
So potentially, if Liverpool give us that Liverpool work, right? That
the day it closes, we got Leicester.
There you go. If Liverpool give us that like 4-1 settings, he ain't staying. He ain't gonna stay for that. And then even if the killer is, you say to yourself, Ronaldo, and you say to yourself, well, then it gets into the argument of, well, why should he? Again, you're in a place. If the club can't try to bring in that, at least club show me that you're really building for the future. How many stopgaps do we want? I know that Gallo was a stopgap. Cavani was a stopgap. So then you say to yourself, wait, are we just stopgap FC? Like, what is the actual plan? What is the process? What is the way we're trying to mold and build for the future? Now, again, with how rubbish Fred and how rubbish Fred and McTominay are, anybody can play in that midfield and be better. So the Rabiot thing, I'm not excited about it. It's not one that I don't dramatically hate it compared to what we really do have right now. I don't hate it like
because the benchmark's up there, because the benchmark is down there because of who we have. That's why it's like we're forced, and I'm not even criticizing you for it. I get it. Like, we are forced to actually have that outlook at this stage. But that's what pisses me off. It's the fact that we find ourselves in a level of desperation after having so long to plan. Like, forget even just last year of being our worst year, right? We've known for ages. It's like every single problem area at Man United, has been a problem area for ages. And we don't fix it. McTominay and Fred have been a bad pairing for 3 years. They have. Like, they have. Like, you can argue that, like, we finished third, then we finished second and things like that. But even when we were doing half okay and masking things, what was the biggest? Even the season we finished second, what was it? Got to get him. In the season we got Sancho, Ronaldo and Varane, what was the biggest thing? Yeah, chase Sancho because we should have got him the year before. But I tell you what, we need a centre-back and we've still got to get a defensive mid. McTominay and Fred ain't the right settings. That was after finishing second and getting to a Europa League final. We said they're still not it because we got to that final as well and then saw even more. The season before, what was it? Third, freestyle football, counter-attacking football. But then you say to yourself, again, right, we got away with it there. Like, that was you got the new manager bounce and all that. But McTominay and Fred, like, we still need to get centre midfielders. Luke Shaw, still not sure about it.
He's rubbish, bruv.
You know what I mean?
He's rubbish.
But then the season before the Euros, he gives us that one season before the Euros where you're like, come on. We all jump on the thing. We're putting up the picture of the Brazil kit. It was Carlos' face on it, Shaw's face on it, whatever. We're getting behind it. I'm there. Do you know what I mean? Has a great Euros. Last season, dead. Like all the problem areas, it's just like we just haven't found solutions. And the striker one, the defensive midfield one's even worse because at least we've brought strikers in who have actually scored goals. So like Zlatan was a short-term fix, but he scored goals. Lukaku spent loads of money. It didn't work, but still he scored goals. Ronaldo, he scored goals. Cavani showed bits, but there's no promise. Even Igalo scored goals, but there's still no long-term plan. The midfielder thing is even worse for me. I think that's even worse. Like they're both bad. But the fact that and every manager could see that McTominay and Fred are not it, there's just no other viable options where even their managers, because someone could also argue that they don't pick themselves as well. Why every manager goes with them too as well, including Ten Hag at the start. So
They get bamboozled. They think Ten Hag needed to see that. I just hope he's not too stubborn to realize you can't fix that. You know, it's the same. Ronaldo made the same mistake when he arrived here. He's like, I can make these guys champions. No, you can't. You know, like with what we have, unfortunately, you have to quickly deep it and say, actually, some of these players can't can't cut the mustard. Like, bro, I don't understand where I had a South African guy from Botswana on my show yesterday, yeah, and then he was like, where were the triangles? Where were the style of play that we played all preseason? It just went. It was out of the window.
Straight away,
You had Bruno pressing by himself again. You had all sorts happening. There was no, when you say those are the triggers where everyone goes. We didn't look nothing like anything we've seen the whole of preseason. We had a decent 15 minutes, then it went to crap. And it's like, how did that happen so quickly? Why? Because in midfield, when I spoke to Owen yesterday, and he's telling me about how many passes McTominay completed.
I've got him in front of me, KG.
Go on, give it to us.
Scott McTominay in the first half completed 8 passes. 8. Not even double figures. 8.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here.
In this overall in the game, he was on the pitch, 77 minutes, something like that, before he got a substitute for Donny. Overall, Scott McTominay completed 19 passes successfully.
Rubbish. I mean, what was even that?
For comparison, David De Gea, who is a goalkeeper, completed 21. Scott McTominay made the least amount of successful passes in the starting 11 for Manchester United and also had the lowest passing accuracy. He's a midfielder.
And he's picking up the ball. He's picking up the ball from...
And I was talking to you, Flex, about this yesterday. I get it when people say, oh, he's playing in a role that he's not suited to it. It's not his best role. I'm totally with you. Square pegs, round holes. I get that. But we're talking here fundamentals of football, not specific tactical positions. We're talking pass the ball successfully. He could not do that yesterday. Fundamentals of football. Can you pass the ball to your teammate? He could not do it. He did it 19 times in 77 minutes.
You see what sums McTominay up, yeah? That clip, yeah, and there's a freeze frame of it as well. Someone did a tweet on it yesterday, and it banged, to be fair. Got loads of likes and retweets, but because it was true. They said this sequence of play ended up in McTominay getting a yellow card. And you know what it was? It was a picture of McTominay with the ball, with bare space in front of him, no one around him. And that ended up with him getting a yellow card.
One we should be sent off.
100%.
And he should have been sent off.
He didn't pass it in time. Could have put a through pass in. Could have just kept the ball. Could have done anything. Apart from what he did do, which was seek a sider. You're not press resistant. You give it away with a baggy touch. You do the Axel Ouya with the thing up. You know what I mean? Streets of Rage settings, collar up. You do the mad second touch as a tackle, and you could have got sent off. That epitomizes Scott's performance yesterday. And many like it. It's like there's just no finesse about anything that he does. It's like there's no technical ability like anything that he does. And look,
and don't just blame Scotty. There's another one. I remember Bruno on the 18, and then he looks across to him and he sees Fred and he goes, nah. The fact when you look at someone and say, I'm not even going to defer to you because I know you're not good at this, that's a big issue. Because 100%. You're in the... Fred always picks up some amazing positions and he's there and you think, oh, that's a waste of time. That's some of the issues.
It's not good enough. And you look across the pitch, people just making mistakes all over the place. Right, Samuel Luckhurst has just come through as well. Breaking news. And he says Manchester United have agreed a fee in principle with Juventus for midfielder Adrian Rabiot, but have to negotiate personal terms with the player's agent, which is his mum. I remember his mum. I remember a couple of seasons ago,
We
his mum does some.
It's just funny.
What? Oh,
I just think it's funny. It's just where
that is
we are in
ages
it.
his
We're just
mum.
negotiating with
Yeah,
Rabiot's
and
mum
his
now.
mum. I remember his mum saying some. I can't remember exactly what it was. Owen, you usually have good memory of things like this. I don't know, or good knowledge. It's like I remember his mum saying some nut stuff, like about her son. Like, oh yeah, my son. Like, I have to defend him because people say he's this, and people like she was doing the mad. I was like, oh fuck it.
Well,
Like,
she
yeah,
did.
you
She
got to.
did the parents' evening kind of. You don't know my boy.
Yeah,
Okay, my boy
yeah.
is not a troublemaker or anything
It
like
was
that.
that.
It's been
Yeah,
excluded
and
5 times.
I think
He would never
didn't
get
I
in trouble.
read? Didn't I think I swear I read something like he was arguing with Mbappe's mum or something in the thing when something happened. There was some controversy surrounding his mum anyway. I can't remember what it was, but yeah. More to the point, Samuel Luckhurst is, and again, these are domestic journalists who are going to be ringing the club straight away to find out what's going on. And Samuel Luckhurst also said Manchester Evening News understands there was an acceptance at United last week that they had to pursue alternative midfielders to Frenkie de Jong, despite agreeing an 85 million fee with Barcelona this month. Sources say Rabiot's mother, Veronica, is the only stumbling block, as United have to agree satisfactory personal terms. So his mum seems to be the only stumbling block.
Don't worry, Metal Madness. He'll go and sort it out.
Who are we bringing in? I mean, it is ridiculous, isn't it? Marco Arnautovic, Rabiot, the stumbling block is his mum. I just did a Google search a second ago. That thing you were talking about, Flex, is because she had an argument with Mbappe's dad.
That was it. I knew there was something. She turned around and was doing the thing. I saw it.
What is this? EastEnders? Oh, yeah, they're going to have like a bust up at the Queen Vic next. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Get out of my pub!
Yeah, exactly. It's just, oh my goodness.
No, but listen, his mum's got to back her. The mum's got to back her son, so it is the way it is, isn't it? That's his agent. That's his agent. Has
that sentence ever been said? Ever? Man United, but the stumbling block's their mum.
It's madness. Like
I love this club, this club, yeah. Man United fans, I swear to you, hold tight. Therapy settings. It'll come good. The killer is it will come good. Like that's as much as it's doom and gloom in the transfer window. It'll come good. Ten Hag will say to himself at some point, "It's not going my way." Garner, you better just sit the hell down, wait out. I know Garner's probably thinking about going on loan. Don't listen. Fax machine, rip it out, turn it off settings because he can play. There's a chance. Like all the youngsters just develop. When you go to Carrington, you got to stay there extra sessions because you will play. There's going to be a time when he looks over and says, this ain't going to work for me. All the kids, the young strikers, take this thing seriously. There's a chance you could be in the first team before you know it. Zidane in the what do you call it? In the Volkswagen, big man, drive to Carrington right now, fam. You can play.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
You know, the maddest thing is Forest, are about to spend 40 million on Gibbs White.
On who?
Agreeing a deal. 40 million for Morgan Gibbs White from Wolves. He's been on loan. He started for Wolves the other day. 40 M's. Now how much P's Nottingham Forest have spent this year, as well as taking on wages of like 100k plus of like Henderson, Lingard. Like they are spending dough. Forest ain't been in the league for like over 20 years or whatever it is. Like it's mad.
And then do you know what had to happen? Yeah, if he gets to the stage, if Arnautovic does come here and Rabiot and stuff, I'd have no choice. I'd have to do another apology video to Ronaldo, fam. Let's be real. If he gets to that stage, I'll have no choice, bro. Because I'm saying that
on this, KG, I feel like that this is an annoying thing that when you say you're the king at saying it, both things can be true. Like I don't think we should pollute, like cross-pollinate the fact of how he's acted. Like
but then the fact doesn't. I hear that, but the fact doesn't go away. I understand that, but then when I believe that we are being ambitious, my biggest argument to him was, well, we're bringing in certain players, the types of players that we're linked to, and the new manager, and there's a forward-thinking strategy. I believe that we were trying to show ambition, and with the players that we were trying to bring in were ambitious players, right? Now, if you now look at us today, as of today, we were linked to De Jong. We've been linked to Darwin Núñez. We've been linked to, these are players that we were really trying to get. Now to switch it to be negotiating with Rabiot's mum, no disrespect to the mum, she's doing her job in that, and Rabiot's mum and Arnautovic, that's a fall from grace, bro. That's not the same as what this club is supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be, I know we say this all the time, we're Man United, but Man United, we're behaving worse than Stoke. We're not
100%.
showing. We're not.
But Ronaldo
showing
wanted
any...
to leave. But Ronaldo wanted to leave just way before this because Ronaldo wanted to leave. Like, we didn't get Champions League. We're in Europa League. Didn't want to stay. Like, fair enough. Like, even if we would have signed Frankie De Jong and everyone, he wants to leave. He just wants to leave. I just think I don't want to get into. It's not the time. I just think the Ronaldo thing.
You can understand that. You can understand that concept. I get that as a concept, right? But the problem is, my thing is to say to Ronaldo, there's something here to fight for. Saying to Ronaldo, we've changed our ways. We're gonna operate better in the market. We're gonna be a better club. We'll be back in the Champions League sooner than you think. Next season is the energy,
but even next
right?
season, that's the end of his 2-year thing. So it's like our job for me wasn't to convince Ronaldo that we're going to be good this season, or because we can't. We're going to be shit. We just got a new manager. We're not going to get 10 players like Ralph said. We're not going to get 10 players out like Ralph said. Like, it was always going to be maybe not linked to Arnautovic in this. This is a new low. I'm not just defending that. But the thing of trying to prove to Ronaldo that he should stay, I get why Ronaldo wants to leave. It's just the way it went about it and the little cryptic things. I just didn't like the behavior, like you said. Him wanting to leave because their
behavior sucks. The behavior
to leave. It was always going to be that. It was always going to be that. We're in Europa League, so he was always going to want to leave. There was nothing.
Very true, right? I believe that he deserves to show our new manager some respect. However, the problem is, when is the club going to respect our new manager? There's something happening along the lines. When I want Ten Hag to be respected by the players, especially, right, and them not to throw the toys out the pram. But the club have to respect the manager. This is not how you welcome someone new to their job. This is like me starting working for someone and I don't get trained. They just say, "Come on, you know how it goes." What do you mean? Show me where the files are. Like, where's the staff? Like, all I know is I've got an office in Carrington somewhere. That's all you told me. Bro, I need the induction. Let me be a part of this thing. Like, give me the actual tools for success. And we're hanging them out to dry.
100%. There's loads of super chats. Big up Bob Ross. Bob Ross says, Flex is so full of himself. Lad thinks he knows more about the club than Ronaldo. I don't know how. I'm not sure, Bob. I'm not sure how you've come to that conclusion. I've come to the conclusion that I think Ronaldo wanted to leave because we're rubbish. I don't know. Ain't that why Ronaldo wants to leave? Because if we were good and in the Champions League, then surely he'd be staying. So he wants to leave because we're not very good. And we're not gonna be good this season. Isn't that it? I don't know. That's not knowing more than Ronaldo. That's going off why Ronaldo wants to leave. I don't know. But big up Bob. But we got a lot of super chats as well. Owen, have you got the order?
I've got
crazy.
The order.
Everyone wants to get involved.
There is loads, yeah. Sashif says, seriously, I need to sign for Manchester United. I might as well give my all for this club. Mersham says, oh yeah, Brighton have never won at United. Don't think that wasn't coming back to bite me. I knew as I said it to you, Flex, the other day, that Brighton had never won at Old Trafford since they got into the Premier League. That was going to be an issue. Kristen says, Adam Wingy hanging around Carrington in his car. Is he available?
Go look at it.
Go look at it.
Go look at it, bro.
Game Fanatic says, tell me, why should any decent player join United at the moment? Nothing about our club appeals better than other clubs except for the history in the present. It's true. I mean, what have we got to offer? What have we got to offer? A good manager? No?
No, we got a good manager. Sorry, I didn't know if that was good.
Oh, it was rhetorical. Shivam says, wouldn't be surprised if Man United bring back Ollie as a coach. Wow, that would be... Let's not go crazy. Lil Yo-Yo says, I had 4 tickets to the game. So glad I never went. Preston, do you feel Ten Hag's biggest mistake was to let Ralph go or to listen or not to listen to him? I think he's probably definitely regretting that as well. What else have we got here? Prince says, El Neni and Sambi Lakunga would walk into your midfield. I think a lot of Arsenal players actually would at this point in time. We've got nothing to push back
KG
on.
don't want to hear it. KG don't want to hear it because he hates Arsenal.
Oh no, I'm just, bro. I'm in pain, fam. Arsenal
Yeah.
fans have been onto me like it's crazy. I can't even, bro. I said I heard Don Robbie's brother hit me up, bro. When you're getting messages like that in the bro on WhatsApp, how? Where did you get my number, bro?
Well, more fall in because there's no way KG's responding to a WhatsApp, so you're fine.
I've been really good, you blow. What are you not talking about?
He has improved. He has improved.
Pab says, I swear Man United have a fetish for controversies, going for Arnautovic and then Rabiot, whose family starts beef with people for no reason. Sirens, of course, because it's a shocking deal. Get the Glazers, Arnold and Murto out of the club as soon as possible. Mark says, players trying to avoid to pass to McTominay. To be fair, there were actually a couple moments in that half where they had the option to pass to him and they didn't. They just looked at it and were not passing it to McTominay. Dayan says, McTominay is Scotland's centre-back. That says it all. Corey says, hey, guys, if this is true, thoughts on Sane?
We ain't getting him.
He's not coming. He's got the Etihad tattooed on his back. Could you imagine? He takes his shirt off, scores at Old Trafford.
What? He doesn't actually, does he?
I think it's him celebrating at the Etihad on his back.
Does he?
No.
Google it.
Ross.
Afghan Paper says, question to all, are we panicking over one game?
No.
Not the game.
That I have to say, that's what we
need to
say. We can take the loss. I reiterate again, man. This is not about losing. It's about the lack of exit strategy from our current position. There just isn't one. That is what this is about. Like, even if we would have won yesterday and saw these links with Arnautovic and Rabiot, we still would have been vexed.
That was it. That's the only thing that is. It's like, we're gonna lose games. We know that. I didn't even know about Rabiot till I came onto the stream.
Didn't you?
I was confused. I was like, when I saw Fabrizio tweeting about that, I said, it can't be. Wait, what? Like, this can't be real. Nah, mate, real as you like.
Queen in the North says, at least we haven't seen any stupid apology tweets from the players, which is good. Hopefully that's another good influence from Eric Ten Hag. Anthony says, any manager who starts Maguire is poo. May as well get Steve Bruce back from retirement. Is Steve Bruce actually retired?
No, he's at West Brom.
He's West Brom. Shubham says,
Steve
Ralph
Bruce always keeps
Jose,
going.
yeah, Louis Van Gaal all got sacked for speaking facts. Chalaboy Comics says, had to stop eating rice, LOL, laughing too hard that Murto is negotiating with Rabiot's mum. Scared I'd choke, laugh my ass off. Sashiv says, might as well put Kurt Angle at centre-back. He'd do better than Maguire. Kurt Angle's an animal. Kurt Angle will do anything he wants, even at this stage, right? He's an Olympic gold medalist with a broken freaking neck. Exactly. Pav's been a member for 2 months, says we could have got Kamara Zakaria back in January for a combined fee of 10 million. Murto and Arnold masterclass. Dilvis has been a member for 2 months, says 3 weeks left, and we're getting Marco for Sesko, Rabiot for De Jong. Here we go, Murto sadness. I hope you guys are enjoying your porridge now. I tell you what, when porridge is over, I will love when porridge is over. It's a Marcellism that's come back to bite us. Dayan says, quick question. Was yesterday the beginning of the end for McTominay?
No. It's just the beginning of the dark road that we're going to be in for a minute. We're in a mad tunnel right now, and I don't know where we're going to see the light, but we're hearing it. We all asked for this. We're not starting again. So everyone, if anyone's thinking I'm not too sure about Ten Hag, you better just look at him. You better squint and look at him another way, because this is us. We laid our bed. We made our bed. We're laying it. This is it.
The thing for me is like Brighton won at Old Trafford for the first time in their history. You know,
that's
the first time. You know, and it's like it hurts because it kind of feels like just carrying on from last season, and you just wanted to just have something to go, you know what, we grounded out that win, we're growing, and you just feel like you're back where you was. And then their main account just took the absolute piss out of us. They said just like your Brighton. No, they said just like Brighton, your city is blue. Main account settings. Just like Brighton, your city is blue.
Is that what he said?
A main account settings. Go on to Brighton's Twitter and just scroll back now with the little singing songs. They're basically trying to say that that's what the song is. But Main account settings, blue tick, admin. Just like Brighton, your city is blue. Seagulls.
Just to that. They're the new Sunderland for me. They're on the list. They just made the list just like that. You see when Sunderland was doing the Poznan because City won the league? And I think that was the moment that they
You
signed
can
their
say
warrant.
that though, but last 2 games they've scored 6 goals against us, and they've
that's
scored
it.
no goals.
That's it.
Like,
I think they're really intimidated, aren't they? You're on the list. Okay.
Do you think Graham Potter cares that you're on his list? That
well, you're on the list of having
it's
0
not looking
points.
good, Bev.
I am gonna go talk to
I'm gonna
talk to some judge masters, bro, and say, big man, work your magic.
He's gonna have a meeting with the Seagulls down there. Yeah, go down the beach and just try and Potter, good manager. They lost their. Hold on a minute. They lost their 2 best players. They were doing Ole at Old Trafford. They lost Bissouma and Kukurea. Said no problem, Ole, no problem. Danny Welbeck. And you know what? People laugh when people try and compare Rashford and Danny Welbeck. You know, people actually fully laugh.
Welbeck roll back the years, fam.
Tell you what, a fit Welbeck, mate. A fit Welbeck in a system.
We might as well, if we're going to sign Arnautovic, you might as well say, Danny, fancy return?
I know I said I didn't want Depay, but Jesus, I didn't think that meant get me Arnautovic.
A couple other ones from other super chats and membership joins. Fade has joined the UV members club. Welcome. You can join by clicking the link in the video description. It's also the pinned comment in the live chat as well. We can get to 1,000 likes as well because we've got over 3,100 people watching still. So smash a like on the like button as well. We can get to 1,000 easily, can't we, Flex?
Easy. I don't see why not. Come on, guys. Exactly. Hit that like.
Hayden says, I've refused to have hope after last season. I failed, and now I'm totally done with giving this team my emotions. Glazers have killed the dream and my hope. Everything Man United says, Ivan Toney is a better option than Arnautovic. Anthony says, when are you going to sign Chris Woods?
We need to bring him in.
Ivan Moyes says, is it now accepted that De Jong ain't happening? I mean, you would think.
He scored yesterday.
He played really well. There was clips online. He was unbelievable. Sashiv says, might as well finish 8th in the league, or might as well have finished 8th in the league. And Treble Champ finally says, D-Pip Rabiot walks into our midfield with a cigar in his mouth and slippers on Scott's single worst player I've seen live. And to be fair, I think the point is there that we can say about Rabiot not being the player and blah, 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 and his mum and all that kind of stuff. He probably is better than any midfielder that we got. Let's be honest.
Yeah, maybe not Eric's. Like, well, yeah, just, whatever. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Whatever. Yeah, just get him. Do you know what? Just get them all. Just get, and out. If you want to get him, just get him. Just get him. Just get them. Bro.
Hey, do you know what's funny?
Just get them.
Hey, there's real Arsenal fans in the chat just looking for me, you know. Bro, I'm in hiding, bro. I'm in the bunker right now, bro. You are on it.
You know what? You know what the worst thing is, yeah? And this is why this is what being fans all about, yeah, because we all said, yeah, when we lose and that, when the thing really, let's battle down the hatches and stay together. 1 game in, 1 loss, hiding, fuming.
One game in, Flex, 30 minutes in. 30 minutes in. You should have seen the positivity we started yesterday's stream with. 30 minutes in, me and KG turned to each other and went, oh, it's over.
Can I ask a serious question?
Honeymoon settings. Katie said annulment settings yesterday. Divorce.
Yeah. Can I ask a serious question? Yeah. Normally, I like to consider myself as someone who sometimes has the answer to these questions, but can't. Sometimes you have to just call it. You have to, if you're not sure, you have to just ask. As fans, yeah, what do we do?
Big man thing, yeah. It's not looking good, Bev. It's not looking good.
Like, I'm actually like, we're near the end of the show, yeah. I'm actually being serious, yeah. I've come up, like Geordie says there, Flex is broken. Like, I'm actually being deadly serious because, like, we're fans, innit? So we're here every week, innit? Like, we're here. We're not going anywhere, innit? What's the best way to feel? I'm actually opening up to the community. Is the best way to feel to be constantly angry so that it's okay? Is the best way to feel to have no emotion and do what I tried to do from May up until now? Is the best way to do is just keep turning it on and off, just dip in and out? What do we do?
Just support the club, fam.
How? Like,
I don't
just
know.
keep
If you
going
got to talk to like Middlesbrough fans and that, and just say like, "Raw, how do you do it though?" Because that's why I'm always amazed by the mid-table man them. Cause I'm like, raw, like we literally lived the life of a mid-table club. You know, at the beginning of the season, all clubs that's the beautiful thing of first day of the season. Every club's got like hope and just they believe that it could be their year, yeah. And very quickly, the rubbish clubs that bubble quickly gets burst really quickly. Unfortunately, Man United were now in there. We should have gone at least 2 to 3 games with just hope of anything can happen this season. Bro, our bubble was burst by bloody Brighton, and not convincingly. Let's have it right. We scored from a technicality as well. Yeah, it wasn't a real open play situation. They scored an own goal. It's insane. So I understand, like, we just have to act like mid-table man them and just know, boom, we support this club no matter the weather, no matter what, and hopefully good times will come again. That's it.
Yeah. We'll wrap it up there. It's like it's I know when I said what do we do, I didn't mean like I know about protests and stuff like that. That the Glazers, like they're not gonna sell. We have to keep being loud and vocal. I get that. But I meant in terms of like just feeling how we're supposed to feel day to day. It's more just in a crap place on a Monday morning already, and I already can't see how we beat Brentford. I hate.
I've been doing yoga with Cassandra. It helps still.
Okay, well then I might
try
have to
that. She says good affirmations. You know what I mean, and it's really good.
I might have to join that. What's the last few super chats, Owen, and then we will be on our way.
Hater says, hey guys, haven't messaged you guys in a while. Rough start. Hope Eric Ten Hag will take us out of this. Rabadam says, in 1 week's time, you're in for Trevor Morley. That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. Dave says, can we just all egg Old Trafford?
Still gonna have the same players.
Exactly. And it won't get cleaned up. It'll just be on there for ages.
A dry egg would just be on the side.
Exactly. People like 6 months time they go, what's that egg still doing there? Oh. Emmanuel says, boycott everything, matches, merch, everything. Daniel says, being a United fan is like being Owen Hargreaves, want to be part of the glory days, but always injured and can't do anything about it. And Josh finally says, this club is shit. Should Ten Hag walk? No, he's not going to walk.
No.
But he can be upset. I'm sure privately he's probably a little bit like, Jesus.
There you go.
They said don't buy that. Today was KG in the chat.
What?
Matched up like time, bro.
You are an absolute disgrace. You're a cheat.
Guys, we got a couple more videos coming your way today. One I think you're going to enjoy as well. One that you guys have been asking for. So look out for that today. And it's the full view settings tonight at 6 p.m. That's going to be the new time for the full view, especially while our games are on Sundays as well. So look out for that show tonight at 6. The full crew hopefully should be there. There clearly is a lot to talk about, and God knows who will be linked to or would have signed or whatever news is going to happen throughout the day by the time 6 p.m. happens. Because the way we've started today, anything's possible. Anything's possible. Smash a like, guys, on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you lot are new. Welcome to the new Premier League season, because boy, it's going to be tight. It's going to be peak. We're out of it, guys. Peace.
You are an absolute disgrace. You're a cheat.